is Mazungumzo, Wazi, where you have real, raw, and unfiltered conversations on the matters that affects you as a young person. Hapa ni tunaongelea anything. Kama ni mambo ya love matters, moyo, hizo vitu zote, pesa, mindset, how you can become successful, this is the right space for you. So make sure that grab your phone, I get to share that link on social media pages, and be what it's another time to learn different things on how you can become a better person in the future. And today we're discussing something, and our question is, are you building yourself or just existing? Are you developing yourself as a young person or just existing? Because you need to be doing something as a young person. But kwa hiyo something, kuna watu wanafanya vitu zingine wakisema it's another way of building, of developing themselves. So today we're going to understand, what does it really mean to develop yourself? What are the things that you need to do? What are the habits that you need to stop doing as a young person in that journey of developing yourself as a young person? And that's why today in studio we join with our amazing guest. You know, najua umepatana naye pale kwa social media, tunasema he hits the nail at the head. Yeye ndiye anaambia ukweli wafichi anything. Anyway, that his name is Pastor Armstrong. How are you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
The last time ulikuwa huko ni last year.
I just told you last year is 30 days ago. 37 actually. Yeah, but I'm glad to be here. Yes, thank you for having me.
And you're really honored that you're here today. And it's the month of love. I don't know, what do you think about it?
Love is, I don't think it's a season. Yeah. For me, I think it's supposed to be celebrated every day. But it's good.
Kwa hivyo watu wenye kuna happy na mamioto za hii mwezi wapoe kidogo.
Sinasikia hata hii mwezi hakuna break up. Hiyo ndio kenye iko.
Hakuna, ukubali kuachana.
Hakuna kuachana.
Tunasonga tukisonga tutachana.
Mambo mtasolve baadaye.
Alright, and today we're talking about something that is interesting. That is, we're asking the young people, are they developing themselves or just existing? Something that is really interesting, something that I'm also looking forward to learn. And as before we dive into the topic itself, I shared with you, I was going through social media. And Nikona, there's a report that has been released that most of the young people at the age of 20 to 35, now they're indulging themselves kwa surrogacy, whereby I give birth, nazalia mtu, nampatia mtoto anaenda naye. So can we say it's a way of developing themselves? What do you think about it?
I don't think it's a way of developing. That one, I'll call it jumping the process. Because every seed has a potential of becoming a plant. The problem is we are most concerned about when people are eating their harvest. So we eat our seed. So most of us, we are eating our seed because somebody else is eating their harvest. So I will not say somebody will go and do surrogacy, because you know this is a spiritual matter. A child is not a piece of bread that you're selling. There are so many things that are involved. So for me, I don't think that's a way of developing yourself, because after all, now that you've given out this child, what do you do with this money? Because it cannot sustain you for your whole lifetime. And it's not one of the ways of building. No, it cannot be. Giving birth and selling your child is not one way. It's actually crude and evil. Yes.
It's crude and evil. Kwa hivyo mmesikia maoni ya pastor na maoni mimi niliwapatia. Kwa hivyo pia wewe tuambie, what do you think about it? And because that is not the right way, because social media has really, I don't know, distorted or redefined developing yourself as a young person to something else. And I'll help us understand. Mimi kama kijana pale nje, I'm talking about developing yourself. What do you mean by this term?
Now, developing is what are you actually, what are you actually doing to better yourself? What finite steps are you taking towards a goal? So developing yourself cannot happen out of the head. First, there must be a goal. There must be a vision. There must be a purpose. So there are many things that need to be there first for you to develop yourself. Because you see, the work of the steering wheel in a car is different from the work of the tire. They are both circular, but they don't do the same thing. So many of us are preparing ourselves based on what we see on social media, based on the societal pressure, based on the environment. And those are some of the things that you need to look at as you're developing yourself. What are you doing to increase your niche? What are you doing to sharpen your edge towards your purpose? It must be purpose-filled. Yes.
And to those who wanasema God will work it out without doing anything, what can you say about it?
No, God already went. He already ascended. And everything he did not do, he left it for man. They say where brain is given, common sense is expected. Now, what does that mean? It means that every other thing, you see, for example, God did not create an aeroplane. It was now the work of man. God did not create a car. It was now the work of man. Because if he did everything, what were we coming to do? So God is not coming to do anything for you. God is waiting for you as you are waiting for him. Yes.
Wow, I love the way you brought it out. And then you have mentioned the action itself, lazima ukuwe na a goal. There
Yes.
must be a goal.
Yes.
While, you know, ukisema a goal, I might be scrolling my phone on TikTok, ninaona nyumba nasema goals. I see a relationship, nasema goal. Would you elaborate what you mean when you say goal?
Now, every dream has a capacity requirement. Every dream has a capacity requirement. Now, what I mean is this. You see, when you're looking at that house on TikTok, are you able to back the actions that led to the building of that house? Now, when you're looking at a house, maybe it's 20 million, do you have the requisite actions that can bring forth such? Is not the beauty of the house, but the action of the house. Because if this man also looked at the manuscript or the blueprint, he would just be admiring a blueprint. So it's good to desire, but apart from desiring, what are you doing in place in order to achieve such results? So it's not just I receive and tapping. It's also receiving the actions and the consequences and the discipline behind it.
I love that. And you've mentioned actions as well.
Yes.
What are the actions that a young person out there, Gen Z pale nje amekaa nasema wewe mimi nataka ku make it in life. What are the steps or the actions that you recommend for them to start?
First, killing procrastination. Procrastination is the assassination of destinations. Now, what does that mean? It means, you know, you have to do what is supposed to be done today. There is a certain fallacy that people who are very young, they subscribe to, thinking that they have time. You don't have time. I tell people, I still remember my desk in high school. I still remember so many things. And here I am, I'm almost now getting to the age I was songa. Now, the biggest fallacy is thinking that you have time. Nobody is in control of time. And time is given, is the resource that we've been given equally. All of us, the rich, the poor, the weak, whoever, we've been given that. So I can say procrastination should be killed. Do what you need to do today. Because your actions contribute to the general success that you're going to see. If you don't see something, you not get something. Yes, say if you procrastinate, you'll end up as a locust. Yeah.
And can you say fear is the reason why mavijana hukunja they procrastinate a lot? And if that is the case, how can they conquer it?
Fear is the absence of purpose. Any man who is fearful is because they have not known purpose. Because a man of purpose is somebody who has known what they want to die for or to live for. And if you find a man who is ready to die for something, he is also ready to live for something. So I tell people, if you find that you have fear, it means you've not really gotten purpose. Because purpose, number one, it reacts to mundane life. You see the way people are so wamezoea sana kukaa hata na maisha mbovu, wamezoea sufuria ile moja ameharibu. Yani it's because they don't have that purpose. They don't know why they are living. Wameamka asubuhi anasema wacha tujaribu. That's a man who has no purpose. Depression also coming from lack of purpose because you don't know why you've been created. So you are living through guesswork. So purpose is what is causing us not to be bold. And just as a side note, God will never use somebody who is not bold. No, boldness is a capacity requirement. If David was not bold to go and face Goliath, God would not have used. There were so many men who are brave, but as Goliath was rising, they were going under. So it takes boldness because God will never use you if you are not bold. Because some of the assignments that God gives us, they need boldness. Some of them don't make sense. Yes.
Wow, I love that. And for our viewers, are you bold enough? Are you bold enough to take that action? Because we've been told that is one thing that is required. And talking about purpose, you know, there's someone who is finding it as something difficult to understand in your simplicity. How would you elaborate purpose, and how can I know my purpose as a young person?
Now, as I've said, what are you willing to die for? It's a paradox. Purpose is a paradox. What are you willing to die for? And what are you willing to live for? Is there anything that you are willing to die for? If you can answer that question, you found your purpose. And if you found the question of what you are willing to die for, you found what you are willing to live for. So look at yourself introspectively and realize that there must be something that God created in me for me to be, for me to function. So by purpose, I mean, where do you function with ease? Where do maybe your thoughts or your presence ni wapi mali inaonekana? Because you see, there are some of us who are pushing ourselves. Like, you know, I had Apostle Moses Musa teaching one time. And he said, you know, somebody with a hard face like mine, and they still want to be in hospitality. So when you uko pale unataka kuwa when you are chief usher. You see, with this face, many people cannot really come in as many times. So fine, you see, this face already tells you I cannot be a receptionist. Because if you ask me twice and I tell you twice, now niulize bei nikwambie soma hapa, you see, I will chase away customers. So I know hospitality is not my thing. I'll get tired. But you, Miss Kabi, you can smile at people. So you might find that your purpose is aligned with that, because God has given it to you that way, because he knows this is your advantage. Where do you flow easily? Where do you find comfort easily? What can you do? And hata ukiamshwa saa 8 ya usiku, hautachoka. Yeah, wacha hizi vitu unajisukumia.
Wacha kuforce.
Usiforce. Yes.
And talking about that is development, and let's connect it with age, because you have talked about that is a purpose. At what age should someone intentionally start developing themselves?
Now, I would have said before you hit 18 years, you should be. Actually, it's a process that needs to start with the parents. Then they hand over to the young people. You know, being developed from a young age. Now, for example, I was reading something. The rich or the ultra wealthy, they determine even the subjects that their children study. They determine their hobby. They determine what they will like. They determine the schools and the relationships they will get. They are setting up these children for success. But sisi hata kama unakuta mzazi uangalii shule, so mtu ataenda tu akutane na jambazi huko confirm ati bora asome, ati huko mbele Mungu atasaidia. Mungu asaidiagi hivyo. You have to be doing something. Now, let's say for example, probably your parent maybe akukusaidia mahali in decision making. Now, after 18 years, begin to look at what you want. And it's a simple thing as discipline, having a routine, because you already know what you want. Now, do you have a routine that brings it? Because as you have a farm, you have seeds. If you don't show up to that farm, there will never be harvest. Yes, there will never be harvest. And to realize that you have to die first, meaning as a seed you have to die. Your benefit will be seen when you die. And how do you die? You pour yourself into what you believe in. The results will show. They don't contest results. No, results speak for themselves. Yes. And
you've said you have to be disciplined. Why is it so hard, or why is it that is one of the things that almost everyone is struggling with, the young people, to be disciplined? Why?
Well, we are not struggling. It's because we like it easy. Yeah, I'm saying this generation is the generation, they call it microwave generation. Instant tea, instant coffee, KFC, instant. And God is the God of process. He causes changes, he changes not. He's the old one. You see, he's the monarch of Zion. So, you see, the problem that is causing us not to follow discipline is because we don't want process. We are so much used to getting things done instantly. But God cannot use instant man. God uses man of process. So if you break process, God cannot use you. If you are not a man who God has seen grow in certain levels, walk in certain levels, fail in certain levels, then God cannot trust you with much. So the problem we are having with young people is they want instant results. You see somebody with a Range Rover, you want it. You say, I'm manifesting. No, you cannot manifest such. Manifest the actions. Because you see, if I come and tell you 2 cannot tell you the formula I arrived. Is it a square root? Is it a factorial? But if I tell you 1 + 1 is 2, Ms. Kabi, if you learn that formula, anywhere you will be, you will generate that result of 2. So what we should be looking at is discipline. That's the formula that generates the 2. So what am I needed to do for me to generate certain results that I desire? Yes.
And talking about that is instant gratification. Can you say that's why you're having most of the young people? What ukiangalia statistics, so tunafanya gambling with the young people sana. Can you say that is the reason as to why?
Yes. And it's in discipline. Actually, if I will talk about what is hindering us as young people, I have like 100 aspects of indiscipline. And none of them is gambling. Yes. Because gambling just shows you're doing guesswork with your life. Nipata, potea. So, and you know, if they gamble and they get, for example, they get lucky and they will still put it back. Yes. because there's something that will tell you if you do the same, you'll get. They are just using luck, which is not possible. You cannot survive by luck. You cannot survive by luck. Now, that action also comes out of greed. And the greed, unfortunately, the society has shown and glorified men of greed. Yes.
Greed.
Yeah, so greed is making people want to do what they want to do to get it without following due process.
Oh, that sounds really sad. And you have repeated process kutoka tuanze. You're mentioning process. How does it look like? Is it a sweet thing that a young person should go through? Is it sweet? Is it comfortable?
No, it's not sweet. Number one, discipline has pain. And they normally say there are two types of pain in discipline. The pain of discipline as you're working, and the pain of indiscipline, which is regret. Now, when you fail to do what you needed to do, there's a pain that comes. For example, you were told by your mother not to be lewd and whatever, but you went out and now you have HIV. The pain of not engaging in sexual contact is pain, yeah? Because others are doing it. Now, the pain of now living with HIV is the pain of regret. Both are coming from disciplines. Now, when I'm talking about process is painful, but the results speak for themselves. One ends with regret, the other one ends with glorification. Yes. But they are both painful. For example, when you're in school, the pain of staying down and reading your books is painful. But the pain of being a fool at 40 is also too painful. And society calling you, we mzee na una akili. Mtu mkubwa mwili huna akili. That pain of regret is too much. Or an opportunity has opened now, Ms. Kabi, and you did not study, and they said, we want this subject. Na hiyo ndio ulikata. That pain of I wish I knew is the most painful.
Oh God, yes. I feel the young people, we have a lot to learn, a lot. Yes. And I can see there are people who are watching here before we continue this conversation.
Yes.
There's someone is called Wainaina John. I a really powerful topic, and I my current generation, mark yourself privileged to learn the act of procrastination from real life and reality, from a young intellectual person. Oh, Pastor Nelson, intellect top notch. All right. And then you have that in Sonny Judah, she's saying face the absence of purpose, and I say, wow, that's deep. I can second that. That's very deep. Now that is Beatrice Sakasa, and I say, wow, powerful. And then we have that is Mon and Toile, and I say, watching. And these are the people who are watching us right now. And before we go for a short break, briefly, can we say that because tumeongelea that is the action, tumeongelea capacity, and the goal itself, these are some of the things that you need to have as a young person. When you talk about capacity, what do you mean? Briefly, so that we can go forward.
Now, by capacity, I mean, what can you hold and what can you release? For example, every generator generates electricity. But the amount of electricity it's generated is based on that generator's capacity. Life, also in football, the people who are playing on the field, huko nyumbani, and there are those who are playing on the Ivy League. So the reward of Ronaldo is not the reward of Onyango here around. So they are all playing football, but their results are different. And let me also finish by saying this. You see, every year, the FIFA, you know me, I'm not a fan of football, but I know FIFA awards certain players.
Yeah,
best goalkeeper, best footballer. I've never seen best fan being rewarded. So life will never reward spectators.
Oh, that's really powerful and very deep. I should take that to the bank. Life do not reward spectators. You need to take action as a young person. Well, for our viewers, tell me, what is that one thing that has stood out for you? You can see there's someone named Shabi Shix. And I say, powerful, you have John Elegance. And I say, very enlightening. That is true. I can agree, it's very enlightening. And now for a young person, everything that you have discussed right now, get to text us on 0799 200 at 200 100. Tell us, what is that one thing that has stood out for you, and how are you planning to apply it practically in your life? Hatujamaliza show, we're going for a short break. Be right back with the same conversation. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is Mazungumzo, Wazi, where you have real, raw, and unfiltered conversations on the matters that affect you as a young person. Today, we're talking about something that is really interesting, something transformative. Trust me, ukisikiliza hii maisha yako yatabadilika, if that is the right statement to use. And I can see that people are watching us. Kuna mtu anaitwa, that is Dennis Ambuga, anasema my spiritual father injecting wisdom, powerful. Alright, and then you have, that is Pastor Alva Shikanga, anasema top notch, this conversation is lit, thank you so much. You have honorable, I don't know if, yeah, Joseph Mwai, kijana wa pastor, anasema life do not reward spectators. I would say that is also something that really stood out for me in the first segment that we had. And then we have, that is John Mwangi, anasema life will never reward spectators. That's from my papa's tongue, man of powerful wisdom. Pasi, welcome back.
Thank you.
You can ukiangalia from the comments, people are learning a lot of things. And I just pray that they're going to apply it practically when it comes to the area of their life.
That's important.
And I really love the way on the first conversation umetupeleka pole pole. And now I believe that kwa mtu mwenye alisikiliza the first segment, as the life will never be the same again. It comes to lifestyle and everything. And now on this topic that you're asking the young people, are you developing yourself? Can you help us understand, does mindset play a key role in development?
Mindset plays a very key role, because the Bible says as a man thinks, so is he. So I can say comfortably that what you are going through, what you have, who you are, is exactly how you think. The actions that you take are a result of what you're thinking. And if there is something that is missing, it's also a matter of thinking. Yes, because thinkers will never go down. It's that process of thought that makes you buoyant. God drops ideas in our hearts, so you have to execute. And you see, the way we execute is what determines our experience. So many of us have many ideas and say, one day, I'll do this. It's a mindset too. That person will never do anything because of analysis paralysis. There are those who are waiting for a particular time. One day, nitafanya, ingojeni mtaona. We will never see anything from such a person. God is not looking for perfectionists. God is looking for men of action. Can you take action? Yes. The
action itself. So does it mean that our mindset sometimes they keep us stuck from growth?
Actually, most of the things that people go to prayer mountains to cast out is a mentality issue. And a problem rooted in ignorance cannot be solved in prayer. So what that means is that there are things that are mind things. They require sense. There's a place of prayer, there's a place of sense. So what is for sense, work sense on it. What is for prayer, work prayer on it. So mindset is actually one of the limiting factors. Men are very shallow. Young people are very shallow. And we expect what is deep to come to you. And I normally say a ship cannot flow in shallow waters. What comes with shallow waters cannot come with deep waters. So if you want omena, of course, you go for shallow waters. But if you want the deep things, you go to deep waters. And that's what also brings a mind change. Anyone who goes to deep waters becomes a predator. Anyone who stays on the shallow waters, they become a prey. So because when you go to deep waters, you occupy the highest of food chain. That's why ni nani anakula sharks, ni nani anakula hizi whale. Nobody can eat, but we are eating omena and the rest of these things that stay on shallow waters. So immediately when you shift to depth in thinking, you occupy the highest in terms of food chain. You begin to occupy bigger things. That's why wanasema mvua inanyesha baharini. To those who already have that mindset of I can make it, they become. People are already composing songs for you, but you have to be David and take action. So those women, they did not sit down and compose a song. Immediately it came out, because the mindset of David was, this man is out of covenant. I am in covenant. He cannot win. So that mindset is what brought him out of mundane life. So many of us are adjusting to the foolishness around, the smallness around, the small mentality. And that's what is killing us. God wants us big. If your father is a king, be kingly. Yes.
And then what differentiates a positive mindset and a good mindset for growth?
It's all optics. I normally tell people is where you're standing. Because you see, optics is very important. For those who have had the privilege to fly, okay, let's leave flying. Those who are at all building, that big car that you are seeing down there, once you go on top of a building, it becomes small.
Yeah.
So it's all about optics. So where are you currently standing mentally? Because that's why God is saying, these things that are a big problem to you, they are very small before him. It's a small matter. So it's optics. So what it's all about pessimistic people and optimistic.
Yeah.
Now, an optimist sees almost a glass that is half full. A pessimist sees half empty. And those who are always deducting, you see, I tell people, life gives to givers and takes from takers. So when you are pessimistic, you are a taker. Life will take from you.
Yeah.
When you are pessimistic, you're a giver. Life will only give to you. Yes.
All right. And in addition to that, when it comes to mindset, I believe social media has really affected us as a young generation and the people out there in this aspect of comparison. How can the young people deal with that? Because it affects our mindsets greatly.
The Bible tells us he who compares himself with another is not wise. So number one, I'll tell you, if you're comparing yourself with another, you are foolish, as the Bible calls it. Number two, realize that everyone has been given an edge in life. Now, as you are secretly or as you're openly admiring and gazing at another person's success, who is going to look at your life? So it's a matter of facing your life. There's a scripture I had read. Maybe I can read if you allow me. Let me just open it.
Okay.
Just give me a moment.
Okay.
I had read it before I came. It says in Ecclesiastes 9:10, I'm reading Message translation. It says, you who are young, make the most of your youth. Relish your youth vigor. Follow the impulses of your heart. If something looks good on you, pursue it. But know also that not just anything goes. You have to answer to God to every last bit of it. And that scripture also that I had read, it's in Ecclesiastes 11:4. It says, don't sit there watching the wind. Do your own work. Don't stare at the cloud. Get on with your life. That's the most important advice I can give people. Get on with your life. Stop mental laziness. Stop thinking that there's something that's going to happen one day and you just see
They call it a miracle.
Yeah, at one day, you know, my time is coming. I'll clap for others until it's my turn. There is no turn for clapping. Those who are clapping for others are the audience. The ones that are being paid are at the stage. So if you're not actively doing something and just saying, I'll clap until it's my turn. I've never seen somebody clap until they have been called to come and sing on the stage. It's not possible. Yeah.
So you need to do something.
You need to do something.
Person.
You need to come to the stage. You need to face the stage of your life. Take the center stage and begin to live. Otherwise, you keep clapping till you die. That's why we have many old people who don't have anything. They were still clapping like you. Yes. And
the aspect of comparing yourself, the young people are scared of comparing yourself with people who are on social media. And then what makes, what's the difference between, how do you know, is it possible comparison to push you up? Is there a possibility?
It's not comparison, but admiration.
Oh, okay.
Because admiration is values. Comparison is optics. What do you see? You are seeing the outward. Admiration is values. When you admire, you will not look just at the person's success, but the process of success. So when say I admire you, there is something that is more than what you see. It's the value system. And immediately you increase your value, your life automatically levels up. So many people are looking at wearing the same clothes that somebody wore, but you know that you are the one who gives value to that cloth. That's why you can wear a cloth and you'll be convincing people and telling people, would you go only 50,000? But a man of value, anything they wear, even if it's for 1,000, it becomes valuable.
Oh, it's true.
Yes. So it's the value that you need to admire, not the person, not the cloth, not what they have. Because 1 + 1 will always give you 2.
Yeah.
So if you are able to admire the value system and work and imbibe that value system to you, you will still get the same results. Yes.
So add value for our viewers. Before you talk about that is, because the topic we are asking the viewers a question, are you developing yourself? And on that part we get to talk about skills and personal development as well. I can see that people were watching us. We have that is Julie Julia Njeri. She's saying, what an enlightening program. Thank you so much. Go, go, go. Let the youth understand this. Thank you so much, Julie. That is Nimo. And Sema, a problem, this is what has stood out for her. A problem rooted in ignorance cannot be solved in prayers. Powerful message. I agree. That is really a powerful message. I'm glad that you're learning. You know, sisome peke yako, go as social media handles, share that link with people, tell them it's another time to learn and get to become great in the future. And let's talk about that is skills and personal development, because we're talking about development. How do skills play a vital role?
Skill is what makes you know, for me, it defines skill this way. What makes you use sense more than strength. Like, if you're finding that you're using too much strength, you're not skilled. For example, I can play football, but I will use too much strength because I'm not skilled. Because there are people who play football in another level. They wanajua kuzungusha ball nini, they have already developed the skill. So we call them skillful players. Now, God is still looking for skillful men. That's why he says, who shall I send? He's not addressing himself. Ako kwa crowd, anaanza, who shall go for us? Because when you wako hapo ni all common people. But the skillful man is needed. Now, when they were choosing, when David was being enlisted for the work at Palace State House, the Bethlehemite, that servant said, I know the son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, is a man of skill, a man of power, a man of valor, a man with the Spirit of God. Because Saul was looking for a man who can play well, not just pray well. He wanted also a man who can play well. So you see, skill is very important, and skill is so much underrated by young people. But skill is able to feed you. In fact, in our society, we appreciate skill more than anything else, more than intellect, more than anything else. A skilled man cannot go hungry. A skilled man cannot be stranded. The Bible says, do you see a man diligent, skilled in what he does? He will not sit before unknown men. So meaning in this world, there are people who God knows these are unknown men. Ni wale kujaza to register of birth. Nothing else. Ni wale tu wa kujaza. God knows that they are unknown men. And then he says, a man's gift, a man's skill creates room. Telling you that at the top, that table is already occupied. But skill is what clears that table for you and puts you there.
Actually, I remember there was a preacher, there are many young people who are righteous but useless when it comes to the world.
Yes, of course.
And then what are the common skills that you'd advise a young people to acquire? Because the reason, actually, the main excuse, and you want to tumia sina pesa.
Well, skill does not require money. It does not require money. Because anything that is skill-based, it means God has already given you. So my question to them is, what is in your hand? Moses akwambiwa enda tena soko utafute miti fulani. Uliza ni nini uko nayo? So in terms of skill, there is already what you know. Niyo kushuka nywele yenye unashuka line mbili vibaya, but you know, you flow. You've just not gone beyond. Ni ile tu vitu zenye unafanya easily. Some of them they are artists, some of them they can sing, some of them they have a way of thinking, some of them they can motivate, some of them they are very good, they can go on social media, they can do skills, they can do so many things. Some of them they have the gift of encouragement, some have the gift of faith, some have different kind of, wengine ni strength, you can do so much. Some of them need cooking, some of them need, intellect things. You're able to read a book and you're able to explain. You can do podcasts, you can do all those kinds of things. So what do you currently have in your hand? Yes. God has not given you something that he wants you to go and acquire. It's already with you. Yes.
And how can they augment their skills as young people?
Now, apprenticeship. Go under somebody you admire. Because that's what increases value. The major problem we are having is that young people want to make it by themselves. But the skill of God is that you have to go under somebody. That's why Jesus was not just born akakuwa mzee wa nyumba. He went just like any other young child. He went through the process, obeying the parent, doing all those things. Now, many of the young people, they don't want to work under somebody. Number two, they don't want to work for free. Yeah, this is the generation say, mimi siwezi fanyia mtu kazi bure. Okay, that's why umebaki bure. If you are not able to go under somebody, I know you are a lawyer, you've learned. Go under somebody and tell them, I'll be carrying your file. Go and see how this person is doing at the courthouse. Don't just sit and expect that people will just come and give you a case just because you studied law. Go under somebody. And begin to see and apply the skills that you are learning from them. Yes, because it does not just happen. Men make it happen. Yes.
And why are the young people right now struggling so much to work under mentorship? What could be the problem?
Rebellion. It's rebellion, and it's in the last days. The Bible, men shall be lovers of themselves, rebellious. Most of the young people, an average young person knows that they know more than their fathers, they know more than the old. Yeah, kila mtu anasema, hey, mini Gen Z, mi hakuna information seen, and it's Google. In their mind, they have nothing. Without Google, remove Chat GPT from this generation. Remove Google. You realize they are just carrying coconut head. Nothing else, anything. Even right now, if tell somebody 1 times 3, they will go to their calculator. But in our days before, it was in the mind. So their minds are empty. Empty, bereft of purpose, bereft of strength, bereft of any other thing. So I will tell you, that's something that they need to work. Yes.
You know, I also saw social media, actually on TikTok, someone saying, oh, you know, working under mentorship, padhi ya mtu ifanani na yako. What do you have to say about that statement?
Life is baton given. Any mantle you want is already here. There is nothing unique. God did not create a unique world for you. He caused us to correlate. In fact, anybody that thinks they cannot walk under mentorship will not go far. Yeah, they say if you want to go faster, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go with people. There are people who have already been where you want to be. I always tell people, your prayer point is already another person's boredom. That car you are desiring, somebody is in that level crying, God, give me another level. So there is somebody who is already there. And if you get somebody who has been where you want to be, the journey becomes easy. You can even rest on the journey if the driver knows the destination. But if you are guessing, it will take twice the energy. So I'll tell somebody to cut short your distance to destiny. Work under somebody who has already been there. Yes.
And when it comes to the mentors, what are the things they're supposed to look at when they're choosing the mentors?
When you're choosing the mentors, don't look just at the flashiness of life. Look at their ability to maybe give out that information. Because there are also mentors who don't want to pass on that information. So do you admire their journey? Do you admire their life? Do you admire their skills? They might not be all that, maybe fancy or bougie, but if they're carrying what you need, go for them. Yes.
Oh, I love that. It's really deep.
Yes.
And before we go to something else on that matters to do with skills, let's say a young people, and actually this is something that is happening currently, you work on your skills, you mentor skills, and then ikifika hiyo part ya monetizing your skills, now the skill has started to pay you, unapata mtu ameenda 1 month, the skill imeisha value. What could be the problem?
Focus. Yes. Lack of focus, lack of concentration, lack of dedication. You see, the secret, the enemy of good is better. There are many of us who relent. Once you've gotten something, now it's working, you relax. No, life is about improvement. If you don't improve, you will just die. Let's look at a case study like Telkom. Telkom was in the past one of the biggest telephone companies.
I agree.
Na kila mtu alikuwa anatamani awekewe waya. Ukitaka kujua mtu ni tajiri kwao, unaona hiyo waya, hiyo post ya stima. But right now you see, because they thought that the market will always love them, they thought that it will always be like that. So they did not implement, they did not focus. What keeps you shining every day is focus. And reinventing yourself. And realizing that's not the end. Is the renewal of mind. The renewal of mind. Every day realizing that I need to be better. I need to strategize. I need to sharpen myself. Because as I always say, life is about age, not age. It's not how old, it's how sharp. So as you continue being sharp, you are continuing being useful. And I'll give it as a final example here. Hata we nyumbani miskabi, ile kisu inakuwa sharp, ndio utatumia.
Yes, sure.
Kuna visu mzuri, kuna visu naona mama wa mboga wamekata nayo mpaka imejikunja, but niyo anakukatia nayo mboga. Na kuna kisu nono blunt. So some of us ni kisu nono blunt. Hatutumiki. Wewe ni wakuvunja kuni na vitu kama hizo, kazi mbovu.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So for them, people believe that you are learning a lot, and I can see there are people who are watching us. That is John Elegant, and as young people, indeed we have to be deep. We have that is Sheila Kanyamu, and admiration and comparison. Thank you so much for that, and it's very profound. Thank you as well. We have Dorcas, as my spiritual father saying it as it is. Who could defy? I told you that. You hear the second person telling you that.
Yeah.
And you say that if you want to go far, go with someone. That is what you say, right?
Yeah.
And then let's talk about in that process of developing yourself, how the relationship and the environment they get to have influence on our development. How?
Now, environment is one of the most important thing to check, because environment determines what you first see, and what you behold is what you become. Deliberately remove yourself from an environment that cripples your mind. If you have gotten used to an environment where things are old, things are not moving, an environment where people always talk down about you, down about your experiences and all that, an environment where you are not appreciated, an environment where you cannot, you cannot see any hope, you just become hopeless. So environment plays a very critical role. So you see, your exposure determines your experience. So meaning that what you know, that's why you see, those who have traveled a little bit far, like there was one time I said, kipanda ndege na umeletewa kale ka towel kanakaa ka tablet, kuna watu watameza, hata kuna watu wamemeza sabuni za ndege juu ajaiona, amefikiria ni sweet ya kameza. But for that person who has ever been there, they know that this is soap. Wacha nilete nyumbani. Kuna wale wameenda hoteli, umeletewa kale maji kasahani alafu kakona ndimu. Unafikiria ni appetizer. Umekafinyia hapo umekakunywa na ni ya kunawa. You see? No, it's the environment, it's the power of the environment. Let me give it as an example. If you take a seed and put two seeds, moja uweke kwa kabati mahali haitaumwa na panya, na moja uende upande shambani. After 5,000 years, or even after 100 years, the one that you took to the farm, silienda ikamea na ikaleta zingine na ikakuwa na many other seeds, itakuwa maybe imegenerate 1 billion seeds. But the one that you put kwa kabati, it will just remain one. So environment is so powerful. So get to a place where your power can be realized. And the power of a seed can only be seen through death of that seed. A seed will never be powerful until it dies. Yes. And
because we're talking about that is the relationships that we are in as day-to-day people, and it is the month of love. We have that is 2 minutes. It is the love of month. According to you, think is love building most people when it comes to development or distracting them?
Well, it depends with your definition of love.
No, let's be general.
Okay, let's go to general love. Yeah. Depends. Are you ready to be loved? And are you ready to love? Because love is responsibility. So in simple terms, are you taking responsibility? Chocolates cannot last forever. And if your fiance can only buy you chocolate on 15th of every February, then you still have a long way to go. It's not actually love. I call it, it's let me not call it that way. People might get angry this month. Now this is what I wanted to say. You see, love has a way of encouraging. But also, this is what I want to ask. That you are loving, have you found your purpose? That you are loving, are you able to take care of that man, take care of that woman? As you are loving, are you ready? Because now, kama ni mapenzi unatafuta sahi na hauja find your way in life, you are wasting your time. You put the cart before the horse. Yes, so if somebody has come of age, love is a beautiful thing. Love also elicits determination, especially to men. Akipendwa vizuri anaweza fanya kazi vizuri sana, atafute nini. Love also has a way of changing how somebody sees, kuna wale wajai ambiwa I love you, so akiambiwa hivyo akili na melt, they become foolish in making decisions. So to each its own, but what I want to say is that if you are loving somebody, know that love is responsibility. Apart from the lovey-dovey when you enter into marriage, it's not every day you're smiling. It's not every day you're bringing flowers. It's not every day. Yeah. No. They say it's a bed of roses, but you forget that the rose flower also has thorns. So there's the flower bit and there's the thorn bit. Yeah, so you want to take both. Okay,
so tell me, how for Kwayo, whatever pastor has said, what has stood out for you and when it comes to love? Because for me, what I've got is love is responsibility. And I can see there, as we wrap up, kuna mtu anaitwa Jackie Jackson. So pastor ni moja, and that's you. Also the same statement from Dorcas, also pastor ni moja too, Pastor Nelson. welcome. We have
Thank you.
Millicent Chepkoech, asema Pasi, we are proud of you.
Thank
We
you.
have Wendy Viana, asema Pastor ni moja, Pastor Armstrong, GVC Fire, and then you have that is Millicent Chepkoech. Pasi hapo kwa chocolate, ongeze volume, okay? Tumeongeza volume, right?
Yeah.
Well, I believe the young people have learned a lot. Personally,